What is going on YouTube? It's your boy David B. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for all my new subscribers and all my returning viewers and subscribers, and also all my followers on Instagram. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at LA_BFit. I'll leave it in the description below. So obviously I'm not in the gym right now, and it's for a really good reason. Obviously everybody's been affected by this whole coronavirus outbreak, and I do think some things are justified and some things I think everybody's just escalating it. But I myself actually stayed home because I didn't want to put myself in harm's way. Obviously I train at Alphalete, one of the most notorious and popular gyms here in the state of Texas, and people travel hundreds of thousands of miles just to come and train at that gym. So I don't really want to put myself in harm's way, so I stayed home today. I'm gonna film a YouTube video and I got a lot of stuff I need to do, so I'm just gonna dedicate today for that. But I wanted to make this video because I got this question last week in the supplement shop, and I felt like a lot of people had this question, including myself when I first started lifting, and that is, how long should you be training in the gym if you're a hard gainer and you're just starting out? Yo, I kid you not, this person called Lord of Aesthetics wants to send me a photo, and I'm really nervous to open it, so I'm not gonna open it. All right, so back to the question. So when I talked to this young man, he said he was training like 2 to 3 hours in the gym, and then my first question was, why are you training so long? So for me, I'm not gonna give you like a cookie cutter, like, hey, this is how long you need to be training. But for me, when I first started out and up to now, I found that for my body type, training no more than an hour and a half in the gym has been most optimal for me. So an hour to an hour and a half, I feel like is a good time frame to give yourself to get in there, get whatever work you need to get done as far as like sets and whatever volume and frequency you're training at, and get out. So the thing you need to know about your body type as a hard gainer is typically your body is expending more energy than the average individual. So that means it's gonna take more food, more energy, more calories to feed your body to maintain it, and even more calories in order for you to grow and to put yourself in a surplus. And obviously if you're a hard gainer and you're trying to gain weight, you always want to be in a surplus. If you're spending 2 to 3 hours in the gym, your body's expending way more energy than you normally would if you were only in there for an hour and a half or even an hour. Therefore, if you're not putting those calories back inside of you to make up for that energy loss, then you're gonna be in a caloric deficit and you're basically gonna be cutting, and that's not what you wanna do. So here, I have a few tips to give you guys getting started in the gym that may help you guys optimize your training, as well as make the most out of the time while you're in the gym as well as outside of the gym. All right, so my first little tip or nugget is gonna be get on a regular training split or training program. So that can be a push-pull legs program. You can start off with a bro split. You can start off with an upper and lower, full body, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that that workout program is optimal for your goals. So if you're a hard gainer and you're trying to gain weight, you're trying to put on muscle, and you're eating in a surplus, the most important aspect of your training is going to be volume and frequency. So how often are you training during the week, and at what rep range and set range are you actually training at? So for me, I run a push-pull legs program. It works for me, and then some days I'll switch it up and I'll do like an upper and lower, but I always make sure that I'm training my major body parts, like my legs, my back, my chest, things like that. I'm training at least twice a week. And then sometimes I'll hit my legs even 3 times a week because it's one of my lagging body parts. I'm 6'7", so I have a lot of frame to fill out, so I have a lot of frame to develop. At the end of the day, just do what's best for you, but I feel like if you focus more on frequency, getting in the gym, hitting those key body parts at least 2 times a week is gonna be most optimal, especially for like a hard gainer. That's what worked for me. It doesn't mean that's what's gonna work for you, but I can tell you that volume and frequency is gonna play a huge role in your weight gains while you're in the gym. Another helpful tip that can help you if you're just starting out in the gym is focus on compound lifts. So obviously if you got your squat, bench, and deadlift, those movements are gonna help work more than one muscle group at one time. So obviously you have your primary recruiters, and then you have your secondary recruiting muscles. So that's gonna be big at activating other muscles besides the muscle group that you're training, which is gonna benefit you more in the long run. Now, if you're not a fan of some compound movements like me, I prefer not to deadlift. I'm 6'7". That's really not a comfortable movement for me. You can obviously substitute those movements for different exercises or do something else. You don't have to squat, you don't have to bench, you don't have to deadlift. I do like benching. I don't really like deadlifting that much, and I do like squatting. However, due to a previous injury in college, I really don't squat as much as I would like to, just because my lower back takes a toll whenever I load the bar up with weight. So what I like to do to kind of like supplement for that is I like to always supplement in for like calisthenic movements like push-ups, pull-ups, and things like that. So like on my back days where I'm working like a pull day where I'm working back and biceps, I'll start out that training session with like pull-ups, and I'll do a warm-up set, and then I'll do like 3 sets of like 8 to 10, and then I'll move into like my rowing movements like bent over row or pedally row, or whatever I want to do for that day. So those types of movements can always be substituted if you don't like doing regular compound movements. You don't necessarily need to deadlift 600 pounds to build a nice, strong, wide, thick back. You don't necessarily have to squat 500 pounds just to build nice, thick legs. And then another small nugget to leave you guys with is make sure you're resting properly. What you want to do is you want to beat your body up in the gym. That's when you're going to break down that muscle tissue, and then the foods that you put inside of your body, making sure you're hitting your macronutrient intake, like your proteins, your fats, your carbs. Your body's going to use those nutrients to repair itself and make itself stronger, but it can only do that if you actually take time to actually rest and relax. So it's nothing wrong with taking a day or two off, playing Call of Duty, going to hang out with some friends, actually sleeping and not staying up all night. It will do your body the utmost help if you actually give your time to actually rest and recover. I guarantee you your lifts are going to go up. You're going to feel 10 times better in the gym. Even I myself, a person who does not like to sleep, changed my sleeping habits, and it changed my training and the way my body responded to my training 100 times. So if you're a hard gainer, man, just focus on building just a standard foundation starting out. So get yourself on a good training plan. Make sure you're aware of how much food you need to be eating. Make sure you're aware of the type of foods that work for your body. So for me, regular whey proteins don't work for me. So if you do not like dairy, just know that there are vegan proteins out there. There are plant-based proteins. There are grass-fed wheys out there that may work better for you. So do what works for you. Don't necessarily follow a cookie cutter program. Make sure that when you're training, if your program says 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps of bench press, and you can still go after that 4th set, throw in another set or 2. You do not have to train according to those parameters. That's just a general guideline for you to kind of like base your training after. So I think that's a big thing that a lot of people starting out, oh, I have to train 4 sets of 6 to 12 or 8 to 12 reps on this exercise, and then they don't get the most benefit out of the exercise because they stop too early. So if you feel like you can go 2 or 3 more sets, do 2 or 3 more sets, or increase the weight slightly and then do another set. That way you're getting the most muscle activation and you're actually taxing your body the way you need to while you're in the gym. So no pro tips here, just general advice to get you guys started. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. If you did, go ahead and like down below, subscribe to your boy's journey, and I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all use hand sanitizer, stay hydrated. I'll talk to y'all next video, man. Peace.